What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Hey,
What's up,
Manny,
bro?
how are you?
What's up, my guy? How you guys been?
Doing good, doing good.
Tesla dumping now, huh? It's insane.
Hey, Manny, check out. Did you see that? EEENF,
ENF?
triple ENF. Tell me what you think. This looks like a good opportunity, maybe to get in for
Yeah,
for
it was, but even now, it still seems
Yeah.
like it can, pop up here, man. Yeah, got a
Yes.
little algo wick here, which is kind of running up toward. Most likely we'll meet up here. Yeah. Yeah, when
I just like it because it's cheap.
is this a new IPO?
Man, I'm really not sure. I had a buddy. He hit me up and asked me if I knew anything about it. I'm like, man, I really don't.
Yeah, man. It seems like it's about to run up here. It's got a little bit of an algo wick here. It can easily run up toward this algo wick and try to break out of it. What was the other one, man? I remember trading another one like this. It was something with the H. What was it, man?
Was it HCMC?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Something very similar to it. Look, you see this algo wick? Same thing. It's kind of like similar to that, right? So there's a chance that the stock that you're looking at has a chance it runs up here, and breaks out of this wick here. So, like I said, man, HCMC once it broke that and the league got up here, nice exit there. Same thing is true for this. And it seems like it's liquid too. It's not like unliquid. So, yeah. Yeah, it's got a chance, man. It's got a chance of just, forming a bull flag here and ripping up and just, letting it have it. Yeah. Chance it goes to 300% there. 2.20 cents. Most likely, if it breaks out of the 20, though, it's probably going to go like 26, 25 cents there. So it's got actually quite a bit of a chance. Almost, 400% there.
Put it on the radar.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Definitely. I'd be looking into this too. Honestly. And that's the whole reason for this call is just kind of looking at some of the swing plays that you guys are looking at. Not going to lie, I kind of haven't even been looking at too many swing plays now for the past couple of while because just been busy, honestly, with other stuff. So we'll get started. Hopefully this will give me a little bit of a motivation to kind of start looking at my own swing plays as well because it's been a little while since I kind of just,
Happy Saturday, buddy.
Happy Saturday. How you doing, my guy?
All is good. All is good. Just watching some crypto over the weekend, seeing some crazy moves.
You saw the crypto news? They said Goldman Sachs.
Yeah. I've been watching crypto. Altcoins are blowing up. I've been watching SafeMoon for the last 2 weeks. Remember I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago?
Yep.
It's, the last 2 days, these things fly.
What percent did it increase by?
I got in at 7. It was 0.000007, and it hit 72, so 10 times in 2 weeks. Yesterday.
That's amazing.
And today in 24 hours it doubled. It's now like 130.
So that means 2,000.
20 times in 2 weeks.
2,000% return. Insane.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about these cryptos is they still look so small. They're like penny stocks, right? Like when you look at, I think I'll buy this penny stock for 2 cents. Like 2 cents and 4 cents and 8 cents all are effectively the same number for everyone. They're like, oh, it's 8 cents. It's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But to go from 1 cent to 2 cents to 4 cents to 8 cents, you've 8 times your money.
Yeah, that's insane, man. Yeah, it doesn't seem as much like now, right? Like, but think about it, like 100K, that's almost 2 million there for just has to hit 74 for you. Technically it only hit I mean, 140 there, but still insane.
It's when you go back and you're like, I wish I put 150K in there.
I know, man. That's the whole thing about the market, right? It makes you feel like you missed out all the time.
Yeah.
Part of it. But yeah, man, I mean, Elon Gay and all of these, man, they're just getting fucking, I feel like everybody's kind of pushing them too hard. That's going to suck though. I mean, what's going on with that whole news of Goldman Sachs saying it? They're saying that it's going to zero. Does that have any kind of leg behind it, or is what's like?
No, my view is the latest I've heard is Goldman said that they're soon going to open up Bitcoin as an asset class for their wealthiest investors. So to me, that's like floodgates where they won't ever take a standpoint by saying this is where Bitcoin will get to.
Mm-hmm.
But
they said most of the Bitcoins, meaning they're talking about these small ones, because we even understand that as human beings, right? Like, dude, every fucking TikToker has his own fucking crypto right now. You understand that, guys, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. At what point it's going to be fucking everybody's going to lose out, right? Except the people that are pushing their crypto.
Yeah. I think everyone on the call needs to realize this is one of those, it's not a long-term investment strategy. It's like, if you're playing the hype, to be smart, play it with throwaway money. And as soon as the red candle comes, that eliminates everything that has happened, like stairs up and elevator down.
Yep.
As soon as that happens, don't be surprised and just try not to be the last one left there. So it's hard.
Just think about it this way, right? Out of the 1,000% that you saw, 800 is still good enough than to be negative 50%. Just saying.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And it really goes like this, because it usually is like this, right? If you look at the psychology-wise, guys, let's say you got into the market here, right? On this stock, let's say you got into it in the 4 cents. When you're, let's say you're up 1,000%. We're just saying it as, generally, right? Out of 1,000%, your best chances, usually when you can make that decision, like the best out of your mind, is when you're down to 800%. If you see 1,000% return in your investment and you're down to about 800% now, at that point, you're actually, honestly saying mentally sound to make a decision of getting out of it. Anything below that 800 seems like shit, honestly. And usually it's so fucking difficult to come out of that, where once you start seeing like a 600% return, because that's almost close to half. You just lost half your profits, because that's what people start looking at it as. They don't look at it like, I lost half of my profits, dude. I can lose all of my profits. No. It's like, if I was up 1,000, now I'm up 500. Only if I could just be up, 700, I'll get out. But you understand, it's never going to go to that 700 level, right? So usually it's like, once you're coming down from that 1,000, just think of it, keep it in the back of your head, right? That if you're at 800, right, is this the 800 point? Let me just make that sound decision of getting out and walking away, right? What's my plan with this? And all of that. So, I mean, hopefully that makes sense. It's like psychology, but. But that's just like psychology, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good tip though.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's what I've realized in the past, so long of trading. It's just like, you really doesn't hit you unless you're down to about, 700, 600. Because then you're trying to like, because what you're telling yourself is, okay, if it goes to 500, I'll get out, right? Because then you start playing those games of, okay, how much of a loss is good enough? How much of a, loss from this profit is good enough? And how much of a, back step you can go to? And you never want to play that game, because you always want to be at the top, right? So that's why when you see that 800, right, like you could also like think about it, right, in the top of your head. We were able to get out of a lot of stocks at the top. Ask James, right? Like AMC, I didn't get a perfect exit, but we got a good one. At HCMC, I didn't get a perfect exit, but at 60, I got out, right? From 64 was the highs. Like, it's just like, you have to think of it that self, right? Like you really can't really think about it now, but honestly, it really works like that. If you just keep on telling yourself that, and you're always looking out for the exit, I promise you, you're gonna just keep on bettering your exits rather than missing out on those profits and actually losing out after being up so much.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think one thing that that has helped me a lot, and I've helped other people with, is trying to pick the top. It's just such a weird concept. Like, people love to pick the top, but as a stock goes up and you take profits, you will always, like, it will always continue. And there's always some that you feel like you've left on the table. And when you're taking profit, it never feels like the perfect time at that instant. It always feels like the perfect time 5 candles later, or, and if you're swing trading, a few days later after the trend comes back down. But when you hit a high and then it's coming down, it's so hard to take profit on the way down, because you always have that your mentality is like, I was just there. Just like 3 candles ago, I was at 100 and now it's down at 92. And now you're thinking, okay, if it's at 100, I'll take profit. Then it drops to 85.
Exactly.
And it's so hard to take profit then, because you're waiting for some more. And that's how you get dragged down all the way to 50. And you might even be red at the time. Yep. So it's one of the hardest things to go from like an intermediate to a professional trader, is know when to take those profits and get rid of that emotion that's like, oh, I could have had more, because there's a million opportunities out there.
Good profit. It's usually the losses are what kind of get you in the head, honestly. I promise you, I've been there, man. A lot of you guys, some of you guys message me all the time, like saying, oh, I was up 30K on the year, and then guess what? One bad option trade just made me lose all of it. Guys, been there, done that. Everybody's done that. Honestly, if you haven't done that, you're gonna do it. But just hopefully you don't do it now that you learned it from us. That it's it happens, because what happens is people buy these interweek option and they end up losing out on them because you hold it for too long. You never hold those too long. Every time you want to play options and you want to give it time, just understand that if you're playing weekly options and you want to give it, let's say, 1 more day, 2 more days, it's so much better to roll your options to next week, man. It's just like take that 2.L right then and there and just roll them next week. Because for a fact, man, once they've gotten you trapped, man, those options are never coming back up to the same price ever again. So just understand, how psychology works, because that's a big situation in trading. But I think one of you guys just asked that, is Roku a good trade? To the swing trade, right? Yes, Roku has a chance of running up to 359 there. As you can see, the characteristics of Roku is these quick reversals, right? Excuse me. Right, as you can see, these V-shaped reversals, very nice characteristics of Roku, right? And look, after doing a candle like this, all right, whoever's doing that, there we go. Now you're not gonna be able to do it. And there it goes. Just like that, 2 seconds. Whoever was drawn. Yeah, we'll also look at BL and K and Microsoft, and that's the whole. I mean, the purpose of we're doing this call is kind of looking at some of you guys' picks here. But just to show you quickly here, the characteristics of Roku is very quick reversals. And look, every time it kind of like points down, the next candle usually is long. So even on Monday, we'll be watching this thing to hold the body of the previous day to see if it wants to head up toward the 350s. And it's just these small characteristics that we look at of these stocks, but Roku has a chance of running up to the 50 EMA there, which is, it'd be a nice little tag. And then also it kind of shows us that, okay, Roku loves doing these little fucking reversals and just ripping up like crazy. So then if it crosses the 350, there's a chance we can even head up higher and continue higher. And then of course, the other big thing is look at these little candles. And just to show you here, every time Roku has done quite a bit of a good reversal, it has left wicks on the bottom, right? Look. Every time it does a wick, it usually does, a nice little bit of a reversal. So there's a chance that we get continuation from this to the upside. But either way, whenever you're swinging, you're not swinging to just, okay, I'm just swinging, risking 1 point. No, you're risking a couple of points. So if you're looking for a trade on Roku, it has to be, a couple of points down to about the 320 is where you'd be risking it, honestly, because after that, you know, I mean, honestly saying it, technically you'd be risking a lot more unless you were able to get in on one of these candles. I mean, technically you should be only risking like 10, 20 points or so, but with this situation right now, you'd be risking about 30 points or so on Roku, because honestly, unless the stock comes down here in the 300, you know, the best option is to getting stopped out here under the lows. And also you have to understand it hasn't tagged the 200. Most likely it's going to magnet 200. But these stocks love kind of, look, reversing right above the 200 and just continuing higher, right? Look, you see what I mean? So just understand all of these small characteristics of stocks, right? They don't always have to go and tag the other line, which is a 250, or what we're playing with. So, you know, there's a chance that Roku does something very similar to this, but the only thing is you don't want to be trapped here, right? You don't want to take the long here and then have you stop out right from the lows like it did here, and then finally reverse it back up. So just let it form a base, let it start holding a little bit. It's already kind of holding. Like this would have been the nice opportunity, right? Close of this day would have been a nice opportunity of longing it, because you see a solid little bit of a base. Either way, even if the stock would have came back down to the 300, you knew that there was a lot of support there, so you would have been, you know, able to get a 5-point loss exit, even if the stock did end up going down. But you know, that's just some kind of a depth into, you know, swing trading. But that's just something that you're going to have to, you know, honestly do on your own as well. Kind of just look at charts and study charts. And those are, you know, some of the smaller moves that you study on charts, like how does the chart react near the EMAs, and how does the chart react on a bigger time frame. Look how much cleaner moves you see on the weekly chart, right? And why is that? Because nobody trades the weekly chart. You understand that there's not too many algorithms that can take advantage of the weekly chart, right? Because nobody's kind of waiting on a week to see profit, right? No algorithm is kind of designed to wait for, you know, a couple of weeks to see profit. And either way, even if they do see that, but it's still right. Like the bigger the less, let's say, noise on the chart, right? Like, or the smaller the time frame, usually there's more noise because there's more algorithms kind of running in that, you know, on that time frame. But look, every break that you see on the weekly chart is so much nicer. Every sport that you see on the weekly chart is so much cleaner, so much nicer. So that's why you always want to swing trade, honestly, on the weekly chart, because it's so much easier. Honestly, it's just kind of takes away all of that, you know, pain of just, you know, fighting the stock every couple of days. But with Roku, like we said, man, it's trying to hold up here, right? Now all we need is a little bit of a support here, right? So now, I mean, there's a chance Roku comes back down to the half candle retracement on the weekly chart here, but you know, a big chance it can run up here all the way to the top here in the 380s, 400s even, and just shoot right back up, because this would be like the half retracement on the fib, right? Let's see what level it is, right? Very nice lesson that James did there. Let's bring it down to the low of here. That was almost a 50%. Look, see, kind of bounced off the 70 or the 38%. Or you want to say, you know, you can say like 75% there, but still, nice little reversal from that level. Now we're pushing up to the 50%. Now, if we start holding this, technically we can run up to about the 360s, but if we're able to get above the 360, 380s is the next resistance, or the next little kind of, you know, area where the stock is going to have to decide which way to go, because it's going to, you know, fight all of this resistance, going to squeeze all of these shorts out, right? Everybody that shorted onto this bear flag here is going to get squeezed out above this 360s. But for now, the stock first needs to kind of get above this 340s, 350s, 360s in order to even kind of, you know, squeeze these people out. So, you know, the stock could next day or next week could easily just, you know, try to push up above the 340s, come right back down, half candle retracement, then we would start looking for support here in the 320s. And if we failed the 320s, then we come right back down and make another bear flag like this and break to the downside. But I think Roku has a chance of moving up toward the 360s there, though. So it'll be something that you want to keep on watch. See anything exciting on Amazon coming up? I don't think so, bro. We'll go over Amazon here too. Let's go, you know, in line here. MSFT. Yeah, Microsoft had some nice news, huh? That was coming out, which was good. But look, it's kind of going for this 253s on the weekly chart. So there's a chance that, this Microsoft here just starts holding this, 242 there, right? This level. That was the gap fill level. Now all they need to do is just hold this level and push up toward the 252 there. So it'll be a clean move on Microsoft if it starts to get going here. Because all it's going to do is it's going to probably break out of the 252 as well. So if it kind of gets up here, because honestly saying, if you really look at it, Microsoft was the only stock that was kind of just slow grinding after the dip, right? As you can see here. What do I mean by this? If you look at April, right, of last year, how the stock kind of dropped. It didn't drop like crazy amount. It only dropped like, almost 50%. A couple other stocks dropped more than that, but still, right? Like it was just a slow grind, sideways type of move going on. And now it's finally trying to make a move higher. But I think we break out the 253 this week. Or next couple of weeks, and we see the 260s on it. So there's a chance, actually, a very nice trade that's coming up on Microsoft. So you want to pay attention to that, just to take a look. I want to just look at the daily chart. Look, we're running into resistance here. So all we need is a break and a hold of 242.35 on the daily chart. Once we're above this trend line, then you go into the short squeeze. Then everybody that shorted here, right? Everybody shorted this break right here is going to be trapped, and now they're are going to have to buy their shares back, because this will be 3% of the 52-week highs. Let's say every scanner pulls that up, right? So everybody that has scanners, once this breaks out near the 3% of the past 52-week highs, everybody's going to start buying this. That's going to be one momentum. Shorts are going to get squeezed. So all the shorts that are trapped onto the here, right, are going to start covering up here. And then as once that happens, there's going to be traders that are going to come in for the opportunity of the squeeze, and they're going to come in the opportunity for the break above the all-time highs. And then, of course, there's going to be more traders that are going to come in here, and then there's going to be traders that are going to come in with a 250 break. And then, of course, we know that 252 or 253 is the weekly level. And then, of course, if we break that, we head up to about the 260s and higher there. For Microsoft. So Microsoft, big potential of moving up here quite a bit. So we'll keep an eye on this as well. Seems like you guys have good stocks that you're looking at. Okay, BLNK, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, BLNK looks quite good, but the only issue is, look at the characteristics of BLNK, right? If we compare the back chart of BLNK, look how it loves to kind of just fake people to the upside and then finally bring it down and then break out above the highs, right? So that's something that we'll look for. We'll look for it to fake us out. And now it's gonna come down here, maybe down to the 38.52s, this 39, 30 level here in the 50 EMA, comes back down there, start holding, then that's going to be the base that you want to buy, because that's going to be, it makes it seem like it's failing, right? The stock comes down, everybody starts shorting, gets trapped, right? Because the stock is staying above the 50. Then they quickly realize that they're trapped now. The stock starts moving above the 50, right? Toward the $42 mark. Guess what? All the longs come in, and then the shorts get squeezed. And that's how you create a move up to the $50 mark here. So BLNK, very big chance that we start basing out here above the 50 EMA, and then we literally move up quite a bit, because look, the stock broke below the 50, tried to break it one time, two time, three time, four time, fifth time, it finally broke through. Now we're going to look for the base above it. Now we're going to just watch for it to hold above the 50. And now if it holds above the 50, we're going to see this up toward the $50 mark. So again, another good one to watch. So, I mean, it seems like all of you guys have some good swing plays that you're looking at either way. So it doesn't matter, man. And then, of course, VIAC was the one that we always look at in pre-market. The reason we're looking at this is we're just looking for it to kind of set up for us to give us a big move up toward the $60 mark there. But right now it's looking quite a bit of bearish, man. Remember that channel that we drew? Look, still here, right? It's still bouncing off of those. So we could have shorted this here, right? Bought it back here. And now we're kind of, staying near that level. right? Technically, yes, our exit would be at the 48, but how many tags we were going to get? Since we drew the channel, look, we got one tag to the upside, and then we got one tag to the downside, and then we try to push up here. So how many more tags we're going to get? Probably not too many. Most likely we're going to break down and sell off. So what we're going to look for is break of the 43 on here for it to break down. If it wants to genuinely break down, that's going to be the short on this stock to the downside, down to about the 40 bucks or so, right? Just the new lows maybe. Just so that it can finally, you know, kind of get more people to short it, right? And then, of course, that'll be the fuel for them to reverse it back up. And then this is a channel where you want to buy it at, right? So $43 will be where you want to buy it at once it breaks to the downside. Let's say the stock kind of breaks this 43.75 channel to the downside, comes back up above the $43 mark. That's when we're going to buy it. And that's the channel that we'll look at. So we'll keep on paying attention to this in pre-market. Once we get above this channel again, that's when we'll all go in. I mean, you know, we don't have to. I mean, technically not a financial advice, but that's when I'll go in and, you know, hopefully get a chance for this to move up toward the 50. Honestly, 50 isn't too good of a move for me. I would honestly target like 60 bucks or so on this, simply because, you know, 50 EM is going to catch up. 50 EM probably is going to be down near the 57 once this stock finally breaks, because, you know, the EMA, look, it's kind of slanted. Look, each day that it passes by, right, 50 EMA is going to come down like this, right? So what's going to happen is once this breaks down, let's say tomorrow or a Monday or Tuesday, right, and it comes back up, right, 50 EMA is going to be around the $60 mark, and then it's going to slowly start to kind of tilt back up. And then, you know, by the time we start kind of moving back up above the channel, which is this channel right here, the 43.68.65 channel, we'll have this stock push up toward the 50 EMA, and then hopefully the EMA starts to kind of start holding, and it'll be near the 57.50 mark. So that'll be our target there. So technically pretty big target there, right? Once the stock breaks down. So we're looking for a breakdown on this stock below this 43.68 level for it to come back up. And that's when we'll long it. We'll let these, you know, shorts kind of short here, bring the stock down. If you want to take that ride to the downside, you can, you know, attempt to short this down here in the 43.75. It's going to be a lot harder because, you know, on this, honestly, if you really look at it, when a stock is down like crazy like this, right? What usually happens is if we just look at, can we even? I don't think we can, but yeah, we'd have to go to like on demand, which I don't want to do, which is fine. But remember when GME dropped, right? It dropped quite a bit. So I think this VIAC drops here quite a bit, but you know, if it continues, let's say under 40 and it goes to 35 and it continues to 30, either way, man, it's going to be sold off so much that I don't think this stock is going to go to zero. I don't know the history behind this stock, but there's a chance that, you know, if we put an extension, right? All right. How do you do this, man? I've never used this thing. Okay. I didn't do it properly there. There we go. Right? I think that's how you do it. But I think, yeah, either way, right? Yeah? That's how you do it?
Yeah, you have to put 100 to 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And then you just see how much further it goes.
Yeah. I think we probably bottom out in the 25s either way. So, you know, either way, once it goes through this, you know, 25 extension, I think there's a very, very heavy chance that we bounce either way up toward the 40. And then what we'll do is we'll just turn our sport that we're supposed to long it from into resistance, and we'll just long this stock from, you know, 25 bucks up to 40. Either way, if you look at it, right? Just to show you guys. And by the way, nobody fucking try to say that, oh, he doesn't know how to use the fucking fib extension. Dude, I have an automatic one, all right? Because I know there's fucking people that say stupid shit like that, honestly. Because they really think that they fucking, you know, that everybody's supposed to know everything, man. Literally, there's a way smarter version of doing a fib than to fucking actually drawing it out. So just wanted to put an end to that.
No one's going to say that. I doubt it. We have educated people here.
I know, man.
Damn, Wall Street King can't even put fibs. No, plan.
Nah.
Even though you can use that extension like that, though, that's actually pretty sick.
Actually, you've been in the chat room for, let's say, you know, 6 months plus. right? You can say it. It's all good.
Me?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm like 13 months in. What do you mean?
I know. That's bro. What did I say? I said anybody that's been here for 6 months.
Oh wait, Wall Street. While I have you on the phone, man. So like, I've been checking my mail every day. I'm not getting any of these adoption papers, bro.
Adoption papers. That's fine. I got you, dude. I'll send them in.
Say less.
Definitely, bro. How old are you, my guy?
Me? I'm a year younger than you are. I'm 25.
Okay, bet.
200K days, and he wants to adopt a kid that's a year younger than him.
Yeah, that's definitely on my list, man.
First thing I would do, McLaren, then adopt a kid that's a year younger. Perfect.
Exactly. Fuck it. For no reason at all either. Just.
I'm a cool guy, bro. Trust me. I
don't doubt it, my guy.
Bad.
Definitely.
All right, he's thinking about it, boys. He's thinking about it. I won't forget y'all. I won't forget about you guys.
Invite me to your birthday parties, please.
Yeah, I got you. James gets the first invite.
Bet.
Auto accept.
Got room there. What I just wanted to just really quickly show you all was like this. Like if our first trade works out, look, it'll be a 20%, 25% gain there. But if our second trade works out, which would be kind of the bottom near the 25% of the fib, it'll be literally honestly a 60% gain. So either way, whichever trade works, it's going to be good, on this. So we'll just kind of look at this, and this will be something like kind of like a, very close to like trading this stock live with me, because it'll be a kind of way of you kind of figuring out how, actual trading works, because this will be like into kind of like just like swing trading, man. Because swing trading is hard, right? A lot of people kind of, but I saw Rodog say about, one thing, which he actually really did say correct. Like there is a lot of like big money, honestly, is in swing trading, guys. Like being honest with you, you're a day trader. Yes, day trading, like you have to be so precise and so good and take so much time to be perfect at it, that on the side, while you're trying to be a day trader, just, throw in some swing trading so that you can, kind of just learn more about, how it feels to kind of hold the stock overnight. And because there is, right, like honestly saying, man, I don't show you guys all of my swing stuff, but there is a lot of money to be made on swing trading, right? The only issue personally that I face, that I've talked about many times, is I don't swing trade with options. Some of you guys get some crazy fucking returns with options like that. But the thing is, I feel like I can't ever time it perfectly, right? Because how my swing trade works or something like this, where I wait for things to happen, where once the stock comes back down and comes back up, then I can start looking for, let's say, the $50 options. The issue is if I buy a year out options, then it's the same as fucking me buying shares for this stock, right? So that's one of those things that which, I need to even improve on myself, is kind of realizing, kind of just basically, it's so hard to put a time on it, right? Like if you really think about it, like let's say the stock breaks down under the 40, comes back up above the $43 mark. Now we're trying to go long it, right? Is it easier for me to just go in with shares and know that I'm going to be expecting a 7-point move and a 25% return? Or do I go in with options and buy, let's say, 2-week out options, and guess what? The stock is at $45 in 2 weeks, and now I lose out on all those options, and then I buy more options for another 2 weeks and then lose out on those. And then there's a chance that, once I finally do make money on options, I'm back to even, because technically I lost on those options in the beginning. If you're not understanding this, it's quite all right, because it really, honestly, I'm talking too fast, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. What do you mean by what was dope, bro? What'd you learn?
The extension. I didn't know that's cool. I know you could.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean it's been around for so long. I used to. I'm not gonna lie, right? I'd use it, honestly. I'd use it. Not gonna lie, but it's just, honestly,
the extension is especially useful for stocks when they reach a new high.
Yeah.
So like
that makes more sense now. I was using the retracement and wondering how I could find out after 100 or 0, and I know that there's another level that you can click in the settings, but I didn't know you can actually just use the extension from there. So you just trace your same high to low And
Yep.
then it will extend past your 0 or 100.
Yeah,
Same
just make it
steps?
for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know how to use that, bro. Like
Talk about my guy.
Yeah. If you learn how to use that, you're gonna have 500K days.
Nice. That's it, man. That's all we're waiting for.
that was it. That was the trick right there.
Yeah, that's it.
$1 million Discord.
God damn.
I was first Wall Street, huh?
That's it, man. Shit, dude, I've been missing out. Amazing. Bro, I wish it was like that, man. On God, dude. So
Bro,
many days. Dude. What was that?
Sorry, I just remember someone literally threw in the chat the other day. He was like, "Yeah, Wall Street King casually makes a house a day," and I just started crying.
It does make sense, but once you get to that level, dude, a house a day that isn't 200K. But you're right. Technically, you can buy a house. I mean, you know, you find it somewhere else in like. Let's go to Texas. Probably you can find a house for like 30K. Come on.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking wild.
A little hut, dude. Just that's it. Fuck it. You know. So, but hopefully, man, some of you guys get to that same level, and I promise you, dude, the world is so much bigger than this. You know, just making 200K a day. All right. So much bigger, I promise. It was supposed to. Yeah, I know, bro. I kind of aimed it at 8 and then I changed it. Then I didn't send an extra invite simply because I was like, I'm not going to keep on alerting people and it, you know, because it rings everybody once I put like here and everybody on it. And that's the big reason. But yes, but this will be recorded. I mean, it's going to get uploaded either way. So you're good, man. You can go back into it, my guy. Yeah, bro, we call out the fucking best trades, my guy. 300K plus. Yo, Eamon, honestly, bro, the reason we don't do a call out group is simply because it's not real, man. The issue is there's so many things, right? Like even like swing trading, man, like being on Discord, you guys know, like after I'm done with my fucking trading, I usually fucking do my thing, right? The biggest issue is people don't understand, right? Like if I just needed to focus on the only chat room, like only if I was, you know, just able to kind of focus 100% of my energy on the chat room, then there would be a whole call out group for, you know, even swing trading. Because guess what, man? Let's say, you know, a stock is doing something at 4 p.m. Then I have the whole fucking chat room to worry about as well. Like if I told you guys to swing something, let's say VIAC, right? I told you to go long at 43. It runs up to the 49 mark. And now I'm seeing weakness. And I'm like, okay, guys, there's a chance that we can take some profit here, have it come back down to 46 and then go long from that. And then you're not as worried, right? Where some of you guys will stay in it because I'm not there to alert it to you. And then what happens is the stock drops from 49 back to 45. Then what happens is then you're shaking your fucking, you know, feet because you don't know, you know, that I took 30% of my position or 70% of my position there. And now I'm adding back more in here, right? And my stop is like 2 points to the downside. And I've already made like 4 or 5 points to the upside. Now, you understand what I'm saying? So you have to understand this whole aspect of trading. Trading isn't just simple as, oh, buy here and sell here. It's not. Like if you really want it to be like that, then you can just have a buy sell signal type of a, you know, study on here and just be like, buy here, sell here. That's it. It really, honestly, there's so much more information into it, right? It's literally is, because you have to, you know, certain times take some profit, right? Let the stock come back down, add more there, have it rip back up, and then make, you know, 300-400% profit on it. And then of course, right, I have to worry about everybody, honestly. And I don't, you know, we were talking about being in that fuck you position of, you know, not caring too much. And I feel like, honestly, I try to, you know, try to tell you guys how I trade and, you know, how, because trading, it's not as simple as, right, dude, buy this course and you'll be rich overnight. It's not going to happen, dude. It's going to take years of experience, right? Hopefully I'm pretty good with this. Yes, it's going to be recorded. And then it's going to be something that's going to happen over time. Like I said, man, you're never going to realize when you became a profitable trader because tomorrow could be your profitable trading fucking career start, right? Literally, honestly, you're never going to realize that. How do you just quickly, man, to answer that? So this is the regular fib, right? So let's say if you're going from 49 to 57 for your fib, technically, if you want to put the extension, this is the extension one that you would use, right? The one that's right next to it, right? And you would click from the same level from 100 to 0, and then just honestly just do it like this. Or you can go back down to like 50%. I've seen people do that as well, and that'll be another level that you can do, which was something that I used to kind of do back in the day when I was messing around with Feb, because it gives you a level that's kind of like, just to show you what I mean by this. Look, right near where your 58% target will be, or whatever the next target is, it gives you a little bit of a level below it. So what happens is that, if they're about to reverse it at the 58.99, then you can kind of have it reverse back down. So I don't know which one's which. Let me see. I don't know. I used to use it one way. I think. Oh, fuck. Yeah, no. I gotta make all of these green. Yeah, not gonna happen. Can I change the color on all of them? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Here we go. All right, we'll draw this one out too. That color right there. There we go. So yeah, this will be, yeah. So you see how it's kind of like, see, and I hate this. You see how it's like right there? It's like right below that regular extension that you'd use. And you would use the 50% retracement one simply so that you can sell out a little bit before, right? It tags that exact percent so that algorithms don't go in there and kick you back down really quickly. And it's just, you can do 1,000 different things, man. That's the thing about trading, right? That's why trading is so difficult, man, because you could literally do 1,000 of different ways of trading. And honestly, you just have to learn one way and just stick with it, man. And honestly, just learn the best way of doing it and just, keep on just, grinding at it and just slowly fixing it up. And that's how you I think make it as a trader. How do I? Hey, what's up, DP, man? I think you went off mute there, buddy. But I gotta, yeah, bro, I even have a script that's, that's in the announcement section that draws these for you. But he said, oh yeah, what's up, bro? You have your hand up, my guy?
Yeah, quick question. How much, I don't know if this is personal, but how much did you like start off with?
Dude, I started, honestly, man, being honest with you, started with $500. Short trader back in the day, if you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And then blew that up, $1,000 blew that up. And then, a couple of other brokers, right? 5K, 2,500.
Yeah.
All of those are blown up accounts though, by the way, the ones that I'm naming right now. And then a 25K back to 15K, up to another 15K, another 15.
How many times have you cleared your account?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, have you ever just gone to zero? Have you ever cleared an account?
Dude, those are the ones that I just named.
Oh, true.
Yeah. These all of the ones that I just named right now, they went to zero, and then I had to fund more.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What were you doing for a job, if you don't mind me asking?
Bro, I literally, dude, the thing is, like, my first type of a saving was, so what happened was this, right? Okay, let me explain you the whole little timeline. So when I first actually started, I was working at, just a small little, honestly, just like, it's electronic, it's like a, what would be, let's say something like Best Buy. It'll be like Best Buy, but like it used to have an electronic store in like Kmart here.
Okay.
There, but literally this is how it worked. Like all of my savings that I had saved up for like a year, right? Working there, I had put in, right? So basically what I would do is I put in 500, right? Try to test it out. I brought that up to about 1,300, broke that, went back down to zero. And then I put in, I think, another 500 or so. And then I lost the, like 200 from that. I remember back in the day, like I see how genuinely like properly I remember that shit, because it feels like it was just yesterday, right? Like you really don't remember like how quickly you fucking become.
Yeah.
But, I blew that up. And then I believe I put in like another like 1,000, but then I lost like 300. And then I took my money out because I got scared, right, that I'd lose it all. And then I ended up buying like another like, $5,000 like into, I remember this was binary options, right? Lost some money in that too. Believe me, I've done all the fucking crazy shit, remember. And then took my money out of that, put it into something else, another 5K. But I'm not gonna lie, probably lost like in the beginning whole my journey of being into profit. I probably lost about like 30, 40K. Honestly.
Damn.
Yeah, so a lot of money, man. But just over.
Your pops was probably pissed off.
The thing is though, I'm not even joking. I hate sharing this shit because it's kind of fucked, but like it's like I'm not joking. I took fucking credit card loans to fucking fund my account, man.
You serious?
I'm not joking. I don't want
Yeah.
any of you guys to fucking do it because it's kind of stupid. So fucking stupid. Because honestly, now I learned that I could make the same amount of money, right? Right? That I could have made with fucking $5,000 account rather than, funding my account with 25K because I didn't have 25K back then, honestly. Right?
Yeah.
So that's why it would happen, right? Like I'd be up over 25K and then of course, right, go back down and then, I'll need to put more money into it. Like, but the 25K I try to keep right there simply because I was like, I don't want to lose this because this is the money that's from, credit cards and all of that. So, but
yeah,
over time, I just, the same thing, man, slowly just,
Word. I'm actually door dashing right now to fund my account even more, to be honest with you.
That's amazing, bro. Because you got the feel of it, right? Like you understand that there's.
Oh no, I'm like I cleared my account for this entire year. Mm-hmm. I've cleared my account I think 4 or 5 times, maybe even more than that. I think in total I've lost like 15,000, maybe roughly.
Okay, so and as bad as me, but honestly,
yeah.
But I need you to understand one thing though, bro. Don't feed
right now, bro.
No, but
no, I'm chilling. Like I mean, you see me now. Like I know what I'm doing. I'm still recovering from my losses, but I'm very close to breaking even and starting to see profit, which I'm very excited about.
That's exactly. And then the issue is though, watch. Do this though also, bro. Now you're at this level because one of the things I did was I used to take my 25K account up to 40K or so. And then go fucking right back down to 15K, and I wouldn't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Don't honestly, I promise you. Just once
you clear,
once you clear that, that
100%.
your break even, right? Short breath, like a week, just fucking watch and just do everything stupid on a fucking paper trading account.
Yeah.
Honestly saying. Because you're gonna make some crazy mistakes because you're gonna get overconfident, right? So you too much, but just do that. I promise. Like it'll help you. Like, but understand this, man. Never put full of your account into one trade.
That's 100%. Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Word. Thank you.
Of course. Which chart pattern helped you most, bro? I don't think there's an actual chart pattern except this one pattern that we always talk about, right? That even Jason was learning about the stock, right? This is exactly the one pattern that everybody talks about, right? I mean, technically, this little bit of a curl right here, right? You see, this is usually happens after a stock tries to move up, fails, comes back down, starts holding, higher lows, and usually this is basically all the shorts that try to short the stock, right, at the higher low point are now trapped and now are slowly getting out until the weakest links are left in there and then they cause the short squeeze. So that's another good pattern to kind of just look at.
You're I don't know if this is too personal, but you're first generation American, right?
Yeah.
When'd you come to America?
A long time ago. I don't want to share too much information, but
why? I just want your social, bro. I just want your social. That's it.
What? You saw
no, I'm playing.
Good application though, right? Okay, man. Some adoption papers in the mail, dude. Yeah, of course, bro. We can check out Baidu. Baidu is kind of, it was selling quite a bit, right? Now it's kind of, yeah, trying to, you know, hold up, but yeah, it's trying to bounce here, but it's kind of like pointing to the downside right now. So it seems like it can have another candle to the downside unless it opens up above the 219 tomorrow. So it really honestly is going to be dependent on this 219, 220 level. If Baidu gets that, you know, kind of squeeze above the 220 and moves up toward the 230s there, very high chance we tag this trend line here on Baidu. But most likely it's kind of like pointing to the downside. As you can see, the biggest issue is if you put literally, if you didn't know about this situation, that you can do this, right? Which is kind of make the chart upside down, right? Look, it's like a curl to the downside, if that makes sense. So all the stock now needs to do is start holding this, right? Start moving kind of, you know, kind of like this, right? And then kind of just, you know, honestly just move down more and go down toward the, you know, 130s, 120s. But, you know, this is going to be the fighting point for the stock. Now the stock needs to actually complete this curl. But, you know, the same way, it's kind of like just, you know, it could easily just kind of, you know, curl back down and start moving, you know, downwards, you know, under the 200 and finally, you know, move to the downside. But just saying right now, there's nothing to be decided because the stock has moved up quite a bit right now. So we would let it kind of just, you know, go sideways here a little bit, start holding this 220 and then bounce back up 250s. But for Baidu right now, I don't see anything on it, man, honestly, because it's just kind of, you know, it just seems like it's just a dip buy move that's kind of, you know, kind of moving up with no kind of, you know, because like, look, see, even here, try to kind of do this curl a little bit, and then finally you get that 1 week day, and then finally everything goes back down. But that's how you do it. See, this curl is so good that the stock is kind of curling toward your way. So let's say even if your entry was like 265, you could have easily gotten out on this bad day, or even here, because the stock actually tried to curl back up here. So honestly, if Baidu could have just easily just made a move like this, where it kind of just kind of curled up, even if it would have failed this and come back down, fine, started sporting the 50 EMA again and started moving back up above 270, that would have been a solid trade for a move up to, literally, honestly saying, man, up to even like 300s here. But it ended up failing quite a bit there because, you know, the same thing. Everybody that was long finally got trapped because, you know, people didn't wait till this 270 break, because once it would have gotten above the 270, look how many more or less sellers it would have had to fight. Look right here, above 270, look how many less sellers it has to fight. Literally has to fight this one buyer, you know, type of a candle here. All the sellers that are in top here, right? That's it. Or maybe this little wick here, maybe this little small wick. But right now, when it was trying to move up here, if you would have gotten in a little bit too early, technically you had to fight this candle, 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 this candle. So you have to fight all of these sellers to literally get up here. So honestly, this 10 point would have just made the difference of either, if it would have gotten back up above the 270, we would have seen 300 on this easily, right? But it didn't, so it ended up failing. Guess what? All the people that were long here had to cover basically by selling. So they added into the selling pressure, and then boom, 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 some news, some more of selling, right? A little bit of a panic going on after, you know, because look, if you go back to the fib, because this is just simply for psychology, guys. I don't use the fib that much, honestly. Look, right? Or if we want to just take it back, like to way back, right? Just to show you, look, this was the 50%. Finally, when the stock bounced off the 50%, right? And then come back down, right? That's where the panic happened. People got scared, right? They finally started losing their shit. Like, holy shit, this stock finally is selling below the 50%. I should be out of my position for the long term. And then boom, 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 panic selling down to the 23%. And look at that bounce. That's literally what we're looking at on VIAC. If you don't remember that stock, we went over about 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes ago. Yeah, PLTR. I don't know if we missed anything. Did we miss anything, guys? I apologize if we missed anything. Just let me know again. Stocks that you want me to go over. I think
Ignore my Amazon, man.
Yeah.
Is that lit?
Yeah.
Let me guess.
Well, here, so backstory. I opened up a butterfly spread on Amazon just to see. It was pretty cheap, and it was kind of out there at the time because I think it was trading at like 3,000 something. I was like, well, I could see it going back towards that bullish pennant that it broke down from by April. So I opened up a butterfly spread at like 31.90 for April 16th, and it's actually kind of getting close right now. So
Dude,
I'm curious if it's going to happen.
The thing is, look, right now, all you need is support above this. That's it. Dude, it's gone. This thing is going to literally, because there's nothing else that's stopping it, right? I mean, there's a little bit of congestion here, but compared to, honestly saying, I think what you're talking about is you wanted to, go back up to this level, right? And honestly saying there honestly isn't too much of resistance until this level. All it needs to do is tomorrow, honestly, hold this 3160. I keep saying tomorrow, man. I forgot Saturday, but Monday, right? All it needs to do is hold this 3160s, start holding that, and boom, man. Because this is a very bullish candle, right? Yes, there's probably chances where Amazon loves doing these bullish candles, but look, man, this is just a fucking no wick, man. That's crazy bullish. Like that's insane. Unless the market somehow crashes. Where's the market at right now? Market's probably opening up with a gap, right? To the upside. Yeah, look, see, good news on the market on Friday, right? And if you don't know how that works, right? If you don't know how that works on Friday, look, market was open technically on Friday a little bit. This is the ES because these are futures and they're open almost every day. Even if the market is closed, futures are still there, right? So look, we had some crazy good news, right? Because I believe we employed a lot of jobs, right? 900K jobs came out, right? We added in the last, month? Good news, right? So a lot of good stuff is coming back up. They're saying the economy is getting back to normal. And the best out of the best thing is we are above 4,000. And also look at this. We're riding this trend line now. All we need is just this, this little trend line. As long as we ride this trend line, man, we're going to go to 4,100s, 4,200s. And we're not going to stop because all of these shorts, man, everybody that was shorting this thing here, right? Oh, dude, market's going to crash down to 3,000, guys. It's at the worst level it's ever been. Economy is so bloated, this and that. Dude, it's still going to fucking keep on ripping it higher. Because honestly saying, I promise, I've been in the other side of it where I did believe people back in 2018, man. But that 2018 rip in the market made me change my mind, man. Now, I don't care, dude. I don't believe in any BS about the market moving down because I know for a fact market's going to keep on ripping up higher, dude. And also, if you really think about it, right, everybody's, kind of comparing it to recession to the past level, right? What is the last time you've ever touched fire, guys? Like, tell me an accident that you've done, right? Like as a kid, like let's say, all right, do you learn from your accident in the past? Like, let's say you're riding your bike, right? And you gotta stop really quickly. I don't know how it works here, but if you don't know, like sometimes back in the day, bikes had the front brake and the back brake, right? First time you hit the front brake, you fucking flip over, right? Next time, what are you gonna do? You're gonna use the back brake, right? Because you learned from it. It's the same way, man. When the economy crashed in 2008, 2007, 2009, they're not gonna fucking let it go back to that because we're not animals. We're animals, but we're not some, you know what I mean? We're not gonna go back and make the same exact mistake because we're not that stupid. Let's be real here, man. Right? As much as you guys want them to be that stupid and do the same thing, which honestly, these big banks, man. Because the other thing is, right, that we're fighting is this. Think about it. All of these big banks, they got bailed out so much, right? This is the same way of having to have, you ever saw those, like in every movie, right? Those rich fucking parents with those rich kids and, they make one bad mistake and then guess what? They go back out and do it because they haven't earned it. And it's because it's their dad's money, right? They say they do stupid shit because they got bailed out multiple times. It's the same thing, right? Now you're literally, this is what you're fighting. You're going from that you learn from your past mistake. Half the people are learning from their past mistakes. Half the people do stupid shit. So it's like the government overall is trying to improve by not making those same mistakes. and putting some, rules in place for these banks and these big companies to not do stupid shit. But at the same time, those companies have gotten bailed out so many times that they're just brats at this point. They don't fucking care. Like, they're going to make every mistake they can because they don't fucking have fear of God in them. So it's like that, if that, analogy makes sense, right? The government's trying to improve. They're trying to put in every place, every sport that they can to have that kid not do stupid shit again, right? By, sending some good people with that, rich fucking kid, right? For him to not do stupid shit like he did, last time he went to jail where his dad bailed him out. So it's the same thing, man. You're doing that. So you're going to get a little bit of it, which we did, right? So when the market crashed here, last year, that was the rich kid doing stupid shit, right? And going back to jail. But, because this is not, the past, and they've made more connections over the past 10 years.
Man, I get that whole story for this guy. Going back to
I'm
jail.
honestly saying, I'm just thinking about, man, what is that movie, man? Fuck, dude. What came to my head, honestly?
So Amazon, $31.99.
Keanu Reeves, man. What's that movie with him? Fucking killed his dog.
Oh,
that Russian
John
kid.
Wick.
Yeah, John Wick. There you go. It's that kid. I don't know, a stupid kid like that. He's the one that's making stupid mistakes like this. Look, see, they made that one mistake. Market slowly got back up to the highs, right? By 2008, 2009, boom, right back down. But now, see, this time they learned from their mistakes in 2002, right? So literally the government learned, right? They took the same type of a hit. They learned, they went right back up. Okay. This time in 2009, they took the same type of hit, but this time, look, see, over here in 2007, we were back at the highs of 2001, right? So now, this time, look, we break out of the highs in, 13, right? Go higher, go higher, go higher. And then we get that crash in, 2020. Look, right? We learned from that, right? We learned from this slow grind up, right? The government made some good decisions of, somehow just fucking unlimited money into the market. And now we're back at the highs. And how do you think the market's going to look like now, right? Look how much it has changed literally in the past 10 years. Look, this drop happened. The market moved up to the highs, crashed right back down. This drop happened. Market moved up to the highs, broke out of the highs, and continued moving up higher like a fucking maniac, right? Now, this drop happened. Now the market's moving up higher. If you genuinely don't think the market's going to be at 10,000, literally in the next 4 years, I don't know what to tell you, because then you don't understand trend. And I'm not taking shots at anybody. I'm just saying in general, right? Like as human beings, because I mean, over time too,
spy leaps.
Bro, but the thing is though, like, honestly, what are you gonna get on those leaps? You're gonna pay so much of a premium on it, right?
Not wrong.
You don't have to, really.
I don't know. I never looked into it. The only thing I looked into was like, I think SPY 500 calls back at like the 2 or the 3 like 70 range for yearly leap or some shit. I don't remember.
And how much were they?
Bro, I don't even, bro. This was like back in freaking December or something.
Tell me that wouldn't been fucking insane to get a fucking 100% return on the market in literally in a year. That's fucking crazy. That's insane. You would expect that from anything else except the market, right?
Yeah.
Imagine some just investor, man, that just opened up his Roth IRA, right? And that just invested like, a solid 20K into the market, right? Just ETF, right? Now he's seeing 100% return. Don't you think he's doing whatever he can and selling everything he can to fucking put that money into the market, but doesn't understand that it's going to be a slow grind to the upside in the market?
How long do you think this bull market's going to last for? Because I mean, we just had a big major crash, not literally in March, and everyone's afraid of the market crash. But bro, we had our crash, man. Like we had the correction. Like, why is everyone scared?
But what if
Am I biased? I don't know if I'm biased.
But what if let's look at it this way though, right, bro? The reason why everybody's scared right now is simply because of this exact reason. Look, right? The issue is, look, back in the day, we used to get these drops, right?
Yeah.
And then move right back up, right? The best way to look at the market is SPX, right? It's like the worst way to look at it too, because we can look at it on a bigger time frame, but SPX literally closes at 4, right? And then you don't get the data from it in after hours, right? Like the SPY does, but SPY ends at like, I think 1980s. So you don't get this whole data, right, from way, way back. So
Yeah.
what I mean is this, look at it this way, right? Look, what if we're in the area or the time of getting these small pullbacks? Boom, crash, boom, crash, boom, crash, boom, right? Crash, boom, until, right? The same thing, right? Going back to that same analogy, right? Banks get bailed out so many times that they're fucking fearless and they do something stupid as this, right? When you get the O fucking ones rip, right? The internet,
Yeah.
right? They do stupid shit, or the internet does, or everybody just, you know, does crazy shit and just have the market rip up, boom. And then the banks, right, didn't really get hurt too much, probably, right, in 01s, or they did get hurt and they got bailed out. Guess what, man? They're like, okay, dude, there's nothing, right? Let me just, you know, that's it, right? Clean my clothes and just start running again, right? And then boom, right? So we probably get that, but the same issue is maybe we see these small pullbacks now. That's it, back to back, right? We see something like this, pull back, move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up, pull back, move up. And then, or we see something like this, right? Maybe they're planning to, you know, see something similar to the 75 year when the market moved up like crazy, right? Because look, it keeps on pulling back, keeps on moving up, keeps on pulling back. Look, this is almost 20 years of literally nothing crazy of a pullback, right? Like this was crazy of a pullback. This would be something that would happen in 2020. And then guess what, man? Another 5 years from now, right? You get that crash, right? Because think about it. Like if you really look at the timeline, it does make sense, right? Like,
Yeah.
1 year they're like now, like look, they're starting from now, right? They're like, market's gonna crash. Next year you get that more of a build up. Market's gonna crash, market's gonna crash, market's gonna crash. By the 5th year, you're like, dude, you've been saying this for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
And when do you think the market's gonna crash?
That year.
Year 6.
Right. Make sense? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what's gonna happen. So I wouldn't worry about it in the next like couple of years. That's my kind of now. But dude, like I said, guys, I've been wrong all the fucking time, dude. So don't listen to me if you're making financial decisions in your life. But that's that.
One idea.
So I don't sell everything and put it on SPY calls.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Don't put your house up.
Can you take a look at OCG on the daily? It looks like it's starting to curl. It's a little premature.
Oh yeah, this one. I mean, yeah. So the thing is, this has to build the base now, right?
Yeah.
So what we need to look for is it to go sideways, right? Sideways, sideways. Once it starts moving to the upside toward the $10 mark is when you'd start getting in long. But the other issue is, look how it's sporting above the 50. This is where your early entries would be, right? $7, $8, because if it goes to the 50, then you most likely know it's going to fail because it's just that pattern is going to become ugly, right? It's going to become more of what was the other stock that we were looking at? VGAC, bro. Remember me and you at $20 a drop?
$20.
VAGC or VAG. What the fuck was that?
Oh yeah, VGAC.
VGAC, right? Okay. Look, then it starts making a pattern like this. See, I try to see, look, if it goes to the 50, then it's going to start making a pattern like this, where there's more of a chance for this stock to go down, right? Right now, we're in this case where, right, we're coming from the highs there, coming back down, and there's a chance that we hold this level. As you can see, we haven't tagged the 50 yet. We hold this level and boom, right? So that's what we're looking at. And what was the stock you were saying? OGC, right? So now that's where I would be honestly looking at the long, right? Because it's early on, pops up to $20, $25, man. What else you want, right? You get that whole, like, honestly, 100% move, 200% move. Just be happy, man. Honest. Right. Honestly, I haven't been happy in the past, man. I promise. Believe me, I've had my fair share of stocks going up from $7 to $20 and not taking profit, and having them come right back down and then be down 50%. So believe me, I've been there. So just be happy if it does that.
And last one is UAVS. It's starting to break out again.
Yep.
And the lines 50 and the 200 are starting to come closer together.
Yep. 731. Yeah, man. I mean, $8, right? Because that's gonna be the first resistance it's gonna test out, right? So honestly, man, it's a weird pattern for this, right? Because this is gonna be something that the issue is, right? Like when stocks usually move, like I could be completely wrong, but the issue is, look, when stocks want to move to the upside, to the downside, they usually kind of pull back and just move, right? The same thing if we go to VGAC, right? Like let's say the first pullback you get, you have the stock move up. Either it makes the move right now and it fucking just pops, or it's just going to keep on grinding to the sideways, right? What was that stock, bro? I'm sorry.
UAVS.
UAVS. The thing is, it has a chance of just moving sideways. That's the only issue that I see with it. But anything above $8, like I said, man, it's got a chance of just, $9, $10. Once it gets above the $10 mark, right? The issue with this stock happened was because there was some fake news, right?
Yeah,
right?
And it's got a gap now.
Yeah. Now it's got a gap up here in the 1360s. So now the stock has this last chance of doing this higher low holding, right? But usually when stocks do this, the worst thing is this, guys. When stocks usually do something like this, right? Right, there's a chance where you actually, wait. Let's see if we can, there we go. Usually, stocks do something like this, right? Where it breaks out of the highs there, right? Oh, dude, I hate drawing with fucking this, but have it come back again, do another higher low, right? Either bounce from 7 or come back down to like 5, and then later on you see this thing move up, right? Like, oh, dude, now fucking that. Okay. Oh my god, man. Okay. So we're basically, what I'm saying is there's a chance this just keeps on moving sideways until finally you get that good news and boom, you see it at 18, $20. So it's just something that you're gonna have to just wait for, honestly, seems like, right? So either you get that V-shaped reversal and it starts moving back up and then it just fucking keeps on popping. So I would say anything above $8 is definitely a hold for this stock, because then there's a bigger chance of this kind of staying above the $9 mark and then kind of reaching for that $10. And then the closer it gets to the gap, the more magnetic it's going to get toward the gap. And honestly, if it does go to the gap fill, dude, we're almost like, look, we're not even, it's not a 50%, right? It's like 75%. Most likely we'll probably break the highs. And then, of course, right, this is a long-term growth stock, right? If they do end up having a deal with Amazon, dude, you don't even need to wait for this thing to slow grind up. It's just going to literally pop up to like $20, honestly, overnight, and you're going to see this thing pop. So, and don't think like I'm saying that this is going to do that, guys, because I'm just saying in general right now, there's a chance this thing pops up. But
Thank you. This is not financial advice.
Yeah, then do not take this as a financial advice.
I am not a cat.
I'm not a cap. All right, that perfectly makes sense. Exactly that. All right. What Neo, man? Yeah, Neo also, right? It's the same type of situation, right? The same pattern as UAVS, right? And it's the same pattern as Tesla, but I'm bearish on Tesla as well, guys. I feel like Tesla could easily, kind of rip up from here because it's at that level where one more couple of tweets from Elon, dude, that's all it's gonna take, right, for this thing to be at $1,000. And I feel like the sympathy play for Tesla is gonna come from, the sympathy play for Neo is gonna come from Tesla. So honestly, just look out for this Tesla, man. Tesla, it's leaking right now, like we said, right? I personally see Tesla at like 500, but for some apparent reason, the feeling that I'm getting in my, honestly, in my head right now is like, for some apparent reason, I feel like Tesla is gonna be, in the $1,000 range here in 2 months, man. Right. So they had some good news, am I right? Right? Delivery wise, right? So now
yeah.
look out for this pattern, right, guys? This pattern. This is actually something cool because I kind of was looking at the delivery numbers that came out and I saw this candle. Look out for this pattern right here. Honestly, Monday. Honestly, we gap up, right? Because look how leaky it looks right now. If it sells off under the 50% of this candle, right, and it stays below here and it kind of starts selling down, fine, let it do whatever it wants. If it gaps up to, let's say, the 673, right, around this level right now, there's a high chance that I can see this thing at 700, right? Remember we talked about the 700? I think we go to 720s before any pullback. So 720, 730s, maybe. All right, so big chance of moving up here, but honestly, all we need to see is this thing gap up 73, 74,
750.
750. All right, brother, 750, my guy.
750.
750 it is. Yeah. Hopefully, man. I mean,
just to touch the EMA. I'm driving right now. I can't look, but I'm pretty sure my the 20 EMA is at like 739 or something. I was actually looking to buy calls for long call, or not long calls, but like 3 weeks out on Tesla, because I'm bullish on Tesla, but I know I was very bearish for that 530 mark, and you saying that just makes me very happy because I still think that it wants that 530.
You said 20 EMA, right?
Yeah, the 20 EMA.
Yeah, I made that.
But I'm gonna pull up my chart and post it on chat. Give me a second.
For Tesla, wouldn't the EMA 20 EMA is at 662 right now?
Hold on the daily.
On the daily. Am I doing something crazy?
Let me look at my
50 is where? Yeah, 50 it rejected just now, but 20 was.
Oh, it just crossed it. What am I saying? Never mind. Yo, ignore everything I just said.
Yeah, I was like, God, numbers don't make sense there, Nathan. You know what that is? Oh, Mason. If you guys play.
Next stop is, I mean, my next resistance is 778, and there is a gap there on the daily as well.
500.
But no one, don't chase that because it's also overbought on the daily. But all right, I'm done. I'm gonna just continue DoorDash. Sorry.
You're good, bro. You're chilling. You're fine, my guy. All right, guys. It's been over an hour. We kind of went over a couple of stocks there. I mean, maybe you guys got a couple of nice picks there. So we have BLNK, NEO seems all right. I mean, there's a chance NEO gets that sympathy play, right? So NEO, we're just focusing on simply if Tesla starts ripping to the 700, you're going to get that NEO sympathy play, right? But what were the couple of ones in the beginning that we talked about, right? There were a couple of good ones. So BLNK was a good one that we were looking at. VIAC was another one, right, that we were looking at, and we didn't go over the W day, and we'll go over that, bro, here in a sec too. But Baidu seemed nice, if it started kind of going sideways here for a couple of while, but I know, Baidu, the only thing with Baidu is it hasn't kind of completed the pattern yet. So we're going to need Baidu to go sideways here, right, for us to kind of finally, kind of get a little bit of a sideways move. There's a chance it does something similar to, where it curls from here and moves up. But most likely, right, this is where I'd kind of look at this for it to kind of, run into resistance in the 230s. So Baidu, it's got a big chance it moves up to about 230s, 240s here in the next couple of weeks. But if that's a good enough profit target for you, there's a big chance Baidu moves up to about 230s, 240s, but then probably fails from there, comes right back down. And then we see it in the lows of the 180s. There's a chance that we see that down there. But what was the other ones, man, that we just looked at? Microsoft has a big chance of moving up nicely. VIAC, NEO, TLRY was another one that we didn't look at. So really quickly, let's go over TLRY and W day, and then we'll call it here. Yeah, look, TLRY is kind of riding this trend line. Usually, stocks usually tend to ride these trend lines, but TLRY, from the history of it, there's a big chance we break this 22 and we start heading down to about the 16 there, because once it starts breaking the 22, there's going to be a lot of shorts that are going to come in. And then the only thing that the shorts have to get through is this, right? Honestly, oh my God, this level right here. So once we break this $20 mark here, so your short entry will be near like 22 bucks here. Once we break the the $20 mark, then we got straight down move to about 1863. And then of course, lower from there down to 15 bucks or 16 bucks there. So big chance that we see TLRY break down here and we see a nice short on TLRY, because look at this stock, man. This stock is reaching for all-time lows. This is a stock that you keep on shorting. The reason is, look, every pop it's going to give, it's going to be shorted right back into. So if you got shares to short this, there's a big chance that, you might have opportunity of shorting this under the $22 mark, right? So it's right there, man. It's only 50 cents away right now. So, right. And the thing is, this time it's going to break the lows there, right? So it's going to be a hold, right, for a long time. But once it breaks the lows there, it's going to go down to 3. Dude, how much lower can it go to unless it gets split? There's a big chance they do split for the stock to kind of, look decent. But if it gets back down to the $5, it's going to go to 50 cents, man. And what is this stock about again? I don't know, honestly, what this stock is about, guys. I've been looking at this stock for a long time because, I was trading back when it was up here. So I traded this stock when it was, moving up here. But, honestly, I never kind of looked too much into it. So I don't know what this stock is about at all right now. And I'm not looking at the chat because you're looking at there. Yeah, no issue, Troy. Tesla has a chance of just moving up if it starts holding the 670s. So you're going to look for a gap up above the 670 and 670 to hold on Tesla for a move up to about 700 is what we're looking at. If it starts holding the 670, right? It had good news yesterday, right, about deliveries, right? Apparently it had good news, even though it's fucking not even anywhere close to the fucking, money that it's supposed to, make, at that level. But honestly, somehow I had good news. Let's just say that. So, and we know Tesla just, once it gets moving, it's going to get going. So 670 hold, and we'll see it, move up quite a bit. But the thing with WDay right now, all we need is a hold of 254. There's a big chance we start reaching for this 265 right now. And then, of course, this little bit of a gap there, as you can see right there, is something that we might fill, right? So this little gap is likely to fill if we start holding this. But look, if we're creating this pennant right now, we are too early in the pennant. So there's a chance we come back down to about the 250s, 247, start holding that, go sideways. Like I said, man, characteristics of these stocks, right? Look how much of a sideways this stock can go to, right? Until it finally pops. So if you take this stock, just understand you can make money tomorrow, or you're going to have to wait 6 months. So either or, not 6 months, but I'd say, a couple of weeks at least, man. So just be careful with WDay there. But that's about it, guys. SPY's ripping, everything is good. PLTR, yes, we didn't go over that, and I told you we'd go over that. That's why we're going over. Here we go. PLTR, yes. Dude, the only thing is reaching for so lows there, but dude, it seems like it tried to hold this shoulder there. It wasn't able to hold it. Seems like it's gonna keep on selling, man. Honestly, anything below $22, I would short this thing, and I'd be more short bias on it. I know it doesn't seem like, it does seem like it could, move up here, but it seems like there's still a short opportunity there for it to kind of come back down to 200 there. But right now it's holding, honestly, for me to kind of get, anywhere along this, look how nicely this resistance level worked out, man. 24 bucks. That's insane. I don't know where those lines are from, but those lines are nice. So honestly, if we start kind of holding that, that's where your long opportunity is, above the $24 mark. Because if it gets above the $24 mark, let's say it gaps up tomorrow and we see the same type of a candle, guys, as we saw in Tesla, right? We see the half candle hold and we see it rip up like this. That's what we're going to see. So this is where your long opportunity is, right? So let it come back up toward the 2350 right now. So starts holding this level, right? That's your long up to the 24. break out above the 24, next target $25 or so up there. So quite a bit up to the top there on it. So for that, other than that, it is kind of selling down. Anything below $22 mark is a short. So anything below here is a short on it. So
I think it continues to stay weak under the 50.
yeah.
Right. If you want to go long, I'd say at least wait for the 50 hold to hold at $25.
Yeah, okay, yeah, or you can say that, yeah. But it is pretty weak, like he's saying also. Yeah, look, see. As it was above the 50, it was being nice up, and now it's kind of like keeps on moving down. So if you want to, stay short on it, I think that's the better idea. Under 22, big chance we sell down to the 20, or the 200 EMA, and then of course once we go to the 200 EMA, you're gonna get a couple of points down, leaking below that. So 19, $18 there, very big chance. Other than that, guys, that's about it, man. Anything else? Any other questions? Of course. Thank you, Maurice, for taking the time. Apple. All right, guys, this is the last one, I promise, right? Because I'm, but we'll go over it, man. It's all good, man. If I make good money on a swing trade on one of these, right? It's not going to be that bad for me to kind of spend 5 minutes going over it right now, right? So it's not bad, man. 124 is where you would want to, kind of look at the stock to kind of go up to, because only that's where we can decide, honestly, because it's going to be above all of this resistance. But right now, look, it's kind of like downtrending. It's like moving in waves. So this would be like the perfect reject point, like 124.50s there around this level. So with Apple, honestly, 124 80s or so around this level is where you're going to see a lot of resistance on it. So honestly, let it get back above here, and that's where you would want to kind of start looking for the long. Exact. And the same thing is like the 50s right there. So once we get above the 50, big chance we start seeing 130s, 132s, but most likely I think sideways is the wave right now for Apple, and it's kind of making a big head shoulder. It wants to make another shoulder up to about the 131 there. That'll be the push that you'd see. So you'd see a short-term push up to about the 33, $35. That's where I'd fucking, take off, honestly. So if Apple starts holding the 124.84 and 125 there, you have a long opportunity up to about the 130s there. That's where you'll see a lot more resistance for the next shoulder to form. If the shoulder forms, then we have this thing come back down. The shoulder is probably going to form on the weekly, right? Yeah, see, look, kind of like a shoulder. I mean, you can say this is a shoulder, or either way. So there's a big chance we can push up toward the 130 there. But right now, we are riding the trend line. Look, we're trapping all the shorts that we can. So right now, it's still a long, still holding. Market starts pushing up above the 4,000. What do you think is going to happen to Apple, guys? Boom, right? So 130s and 132s, 134s, 138s or so, but 138s or something that you'll decide above 130 or so. But that's about it, guys. Other than that, you guys have a nice night. Enjoy.
This is great. Thanks for taking the time in.
Of course, man. Time, bro. Time. TGT, bro. No, I'm joking. Nah, it's all good, man. Guys, just remember this, right? Very nice move on TGT, actually. Actually, pretty fucking solid move there. There's a big chance, actually, you see a bull flag form on TGT and you just see this thing rip up above the 205s there. So, guys, pay attention to this, actually. It's quite a good, nice little formation there going on. And, there's nothing like that's crazy that's going on, honestly. Because, look, TGT loves to kind of fail on these big candle moves, and then, it does a little bit of a move and then it kind of fails. But look, right, it tried to fail. It wasn't able to fail. So now as long as we stay above this trend line, so let's say, what do we talk about, right? We're going to probably gap up on a lot of these stocks, guys. A lot of these stocks we're probably going to gap up on here. So 202 breaks here on TGT. Big chance we move up, right? 220s. Right? Go hunt for this, channel here at the top. So big chance TGT 250s soon. So keep an eye on it. Actually, that was a good one, man. Other than that, guys, I'm going to actually probably going to end it right now, but it was a nice little hour and a half, guys. I know I stopped doing a lot of these, but probably going to start getting more time to do these. So we'll definitely be doing these every week, but But you guys have an amazing day, man. Enjoy, right? Of course. And this was at short notice, guys. So, my bad about that, but it's okay. We'll record this and we'll put it up so that everybody can see it. That's it. All right, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.